Hey everybody, just not a quick live stream, but something I really want to get off my chest. There is a constant refrain that is rather bothersome to me. And it goes essentially like this that, okay, if anything, the Oakland Athletics are themselves entirely responsible for the problems at Howard Terminal and no one else. And I mean, the latest tweet that I saw had this person beating or blaming, excuse me, not blaming, but not beating, but blaming, blaming the state of affairs with respect to Howard Terminal on Shang Tao, the new Oakland mayor, who was District 4 council member. Howard Terminal's lateness and the fact that the Athletics are in Las Vegas is not her fault. She just got there. But this person apparently using a Twitter account that was not in anyone's name. Maybe this was a paid exercise, was trying to basically push the blame toward the new administration and leave Mayor Schaff unscathed. How else to explain such a take, right? The reason why Dave Cobble and company have been in Las Vegas so many times, quite a bit if you think about it, is simply because the city of Oakland has not possessed the intellectual capital to implement Howard Terminal in a timely fashion. And the other problem is that A's fans have not put any pressure on the city administration, regardless of who is in charge, to get anything done. They put the pressure on the athletics, and that's it. They might criticize Dave Cobble within that, okay, or or John Fisher, but strangely enough, A's fans leave the city of Oakland alone. That has given the city of Oakland wide latitude to make error after error after error after error after error after error. And yet A's fans expect success out of the city administration. That is absolutely, completely, 100% insane. I have said this before, and I'll say it again. The reason why there is a gigantic problem in getting the A's the ballpark they so richly deserve in Oakland is because the city focused on other matters other than Howard Terminal when SB 293 Skinner was put into place, signed into law by California Governor Gavin Newsom October 11th of 2019. What should have happened was an immediate call to the county of Alameda to establish a meeting to put legislation in place that establishes a project, a public financing authority, which the county would sit on, and then establish the start date and the due date for the infrastructure financing plan. Why? Because you're going to be using tax increment financing, which means that within that 55-acre space, you're going to take the county's money. By law, you have to get their permission, the permission of other tax agencies to do that. You don't do what the city did, literally lays around on it until baseball commissioner Manfred said in 2021 in March, hey, why are we behind schedule? It looks like we're not going to get a stadium until 2027. We have to start looking at Las Vegas. Only then did now former Oakland Mayor Libby Schaff say, we got to meet with the county. We have to call the county, okay? Oh, my Lord, right? Only then. And even when the city prepped to have the meeting, which was eventually held in late July to present the first term sheet, guess what? No one laid out a timeline to get the creation of a public financing authority done. So how can you talk about a bond issue when you don't even have the organizational structure in place called for by law to do an enhanced infrastructure financing district bond issue? You don't have that. All the other talk is pie in the sky. It's meaningless. But that's what A's fans have allowed now for years. Okay. So A's fans have to shoulder part of the blame for where the Athletics are because A's fans did not put any pressure on the city. Could it be that because the majority of A's fans are outside the city now, and perhaps even more, is it reflective of the possibility that just a handful of people, comparatively speaking, actually live in Oakland who are actually A's fans and who would put pressure on the city government? Possibly. Possibly. It certainly looks like that to me, especially when you consider the number of people who have moved out of Oakland in the Bay Area who are A's fans, who, under normal pre-pandemic conditions, were in place to care about the team remaining in Oakland. But when incomes get tight and health is threatened, other priorities go to number one status, don't they? I mean, what an awful situation, okay? I mean, there's no other way to describe it but that. Just a completely awful situation that that no fan should have been subjected to. And yet that's precisely what happened. That's precisely what happened. That is precisely what happened. So now the Athletics have established a beachhead in Las Vegas. And what Dave Cobble is doing is, absent a champion like a Sheldon Adelson, he's trying to develop one. Hence the meeting with all the hotel casino owners and representatives. He is also trying to get support, which would then lead to eventually putting pressure on the Nevada legislature to give the Athletics some kind of assistance other than the current apparent option, which is tax increment financing on the local level. In other words, Dave Cobble and company are trying to recreate the politics that got the Raiders the assistance they received without having a Sheldon Adelson who was a champion who wanted them there in the first place. Okay. That's where this is different. There wasn't a super mega billionaire Las Vegas advocate who went to the A's and said, I'm bringing you to Sin City. No. It was Major League Baseball saying, gee, you know what? Las Vegas looks like it's a place that we should be. And hey, why don't you start checking that out in case Oakland doesn't work out? And then keep Las Vegas afloat so that we're not left with holding the bag if we can't get anything done in Oakland. All right? That's the situation. It is a vastly different situation than what the Raiders had that brought the Raiders from Oakland to Las Vegas. It is vastly different. And so now, what the A's have done is looked at the election, looked at who's remaining, saw that the champion on the council, Lauren Taylor, is gone, saw that the champion in the mayor's office, Mayor Schaff, is gone, saw that Mayor Tao is in place, who's saying, hey, look, let's not talk about this openly because I don't want to upset the residents. Huh? Okay. What? Okay. What? All right. And so if you consider the African American Sports and Entertainment Group's press conference celebration, and look at who was there among the elected officials and start counting heads with respect to Howard Terminal, you had Carol Fife, who was an enemy of Howard Terminal, right? Sheng Tao, who's lukewarm to Howard Terminal, right? But supportive, right? Kevin Jenkins, who's brand new, who hasn't been this vociferous supporter of Howard Terminal, District 6, right? He is Lauren Taylor's replacement. Treva Reed, who is openly critical of Howard Terminal as well. And then Rebecca Kaplan, who quite literally has been playing the, I want the other sports team that supports women's efforts and the WNBA. I'm not going to say anything about Howard Terminal. I'm just going to kind of be there and sit on the fence to see where it blows politically, because that's how Rebecca works. And that's not a derisive criticism of Rebecca. That's the way Rebecca rolls. All right. But the bottom line from the Athletics perspective is they had no champion on that dais. None. So undoubtedly, that scared the heck out of them. And so if you're in that situation, wouldn't it be cool to have A's fans up there? Of course it would have, but they weren't there either. Why? Because the AASEG was just trying to basically get to the point where they can actually work on the ENA, and just by what I understand, really it didn't come to their mind. I'm not on the AASAG at this point. I'd love to be, but I haven't been extended a formal invitation to say, hey, look, come on, and we'll put you in by name. All right. But the bottom line is simply that Oakland has become so over politicized that it is difficult to get public-private partnerships done. Those of you out there who are commonly of the habit of putting on Twitter what new developments are going up, fail to mention that those are private developments for well-moneyed tenants, which tend to be mostly white and Asian in the Bay Area parlance. Okay? That's unfortunately a fact. All right? Which means what? Things haven't gotten any better. And then we have this specter, this idea that, well, the economy is okay because we haven't hit a recession, because these numbers are put out there that, frankly speaking, are questionable regarding job creation. It's one thing to create a job. It's another thing to fill a job. Just saying. Okay? Just saying. All right? There's a lot of gaming of information going on here. But my point is that the reason why the Athletics are in Las Vegas is because A's fans have not put any pressure on the city of Oakland's administration to get anything done. No phone calls, no emails, no letters, no criticism. A's fans have been passive with respect to the city. Passive. It's not like years past when Raider fans were showing up to city council meetings and making themselves known and then their voices known and heard regarding the Raiders. So the eventual departure of the Raiders cannot be blamed on Raider fans at all. No way. Not even outside Oakland. Okay? But the A's situation is different. A's fans have been by and large nice to the city administration, expecting miracles from the city administration when it consistently lets A's fans down. That's a fact. Subscribe to Zennie62 and bookmark oaklandnewsnowblog.com. We'll see you.